Yo, what's up? A while ago, I showed you guys the Xpeng G3, a Chinese car spotted in Oslo. And meanwhile, I contacted Xpeng and I asked them about this, and I got some nice conversation with them. Some of those guys, they also watch my videos. That's pretty cool. And they've been sending me some more information about Xpeng. But you guys probably heard it in the news already that Xpeng is coming to Norway. So they are coming to the whole of Europe, but Norway is going to be the first market they will penetrate, yes. But they will be bringing the G3 and the P7. So the G3 is an electric crossover with about 450 kilometers of VLTP range. And the P7 has, well, 700 kilometers of NEDC. I don't know how much it will be in VLTP, but probably about the same range as a Model S. So you will get the G3 actually by the end of this year already, if you ordered it before it was June sometime. And then the P7 is estimated to be delivered already by Easter next year. That's pretty fast, man. Really fast delivery. I like it. Other than, I mean, other car manufacturers, they'll be saying, yes, we're gonna come with a big electric car or something, and it will arrive in 2-3 years. Yes, but here we get them pretty soon. So the G3 is going to be similar price as a Kona or e-Niro or Leaf. You know, that price range, not like Tesla. And then the P7 should be a similar price as a Model 3 Performance, or actually Model 3 Long Range, yes, something like that. So actually fairly affordable cars. And if you compare, okay, Xpeng, they gave me some slides, and this one I modified it a little bit. So it's to compare the size. You see that it is bigger than e-Niro, way bigger than Kona, yes. Actually, size-wise, bigger than all these. So they should, the G3 should take the most banana boxes if you compare these ones, because the G3 is built as a pure electric from ground up. You cannot say that about Kona and e-Niro. They also share the architecture for fossil drivetrain. And then, okay, Leaf is also pure electric, yeah. But also added some, I estimated the total capacity here and stuff, just to give you guys some idea of what kind of battery you will be getting from all this. So the Leaf actually is the smallest one of all these, yes. But there's one thing I have to talk about, which is charging, fast charging. Because in China, they use the GBT standard, which looks similar to the Chadmo we use in Europe and in Japan and stuff, right? So they chose to provide the European cars with the Chadmo plug. Yes, okay. So I can understand why they chose Chadmo, because it's probably, you know, it's probably a similar protocol. And well, Xpeng told me that it's, I mean, they want to bring the car here fast. They don't want to wait 2-3 years. So okay, fair enough. But you get the Chadmo plug. So what is the problem with the Chadmo plug? Well, I talked about this before, that I mean, technically it supports way higher speeds than 50 kilowatt, but practically in Europe, most places you can only get 50 kilowatt. I don't know why. Ask Fortum, ask, and also Ionity doesn't simply not include Chadmo plugs at their sites, but you not want to charge it Ionity anyway, too expensive. Yeah, but they also provided some charging times, and they say 30 to 80%. We talked about this before. Now they have more accurate times based on the Chadmo maximum speed. So 43 minutes. So I worked out that that's 46 kilowatt average speed, which is actually fairly fast, man. Yeah. And then they also said that from 20 to 80% takes 51 minutes. So that one is 47 kilowatt. Very interesting. And then, so based on these two numbers, I can calculate that charging from 20 to 30% takes 8 minutes, and it's 50 kilowatt average. But this is just some numbers they gave us. For all we know, it could be slower than this. But I wonder if the pack voltage is 400 to 450 rather than 350 to 400, because that's actually somewhat important when you want to charge fairly fast from Chadmo, because you're limited by the 120 amp usually at Fortum or whatever, those ABB and the tritium chargers. So we'll see. And also I kept pushing Xpeng about, what about CCS? Would you get CTS on future cars? And what about people who buy them today and all that? So they, I don't have an infinite answer yet, so I don't know about that one. But as of today, you can only get it with CHAdeMO, yes. And then, okay, they also mentioned the AC charging. It will take 11 hours something. So that's 6 kilowatt after charging loss. So that sounds about right, yes. And then more important stuff, what about tow hitch and roof rack? So the G3 will get roof rack, but tow hitch, they say maybe. They're not sure yet. They can't confirm it. And what about P7? P7 might get, well, they say most likely the P7 will also get roof rack, but as for tow hitch, probably not, yes. Okay, and more slides. I just want to show you guys that what makes the Xpeng different than, let's say, a e-Niro or something else, like Kona or Leaf. Well, it's a smart car. It's more similar to Tesla. So you see, they actually have over-the-air upgrade that they have implemented, and ever since they released the car in China, they have sold 20,000 units already. So actually, this slide is not updated. This is old stuff. So meanwhile, they sold more, and they racked up lots of mileage. And they also voice command stuff and face ID log. Yeah, so you see, they have lots of data. They are collecting data more or less like Tesla. And they say that, well, I don't know what all these modes are. I have to ask them, I guess, if you guys are interested. What the heck is meditation mode? What about me? Extreme cooling. Okay, is that for tracking? And then sentinel mode. Wait a minute. Sentry mode? But it sounds interesting. So they actually added more functions. They also upgraded. So this sounds more or less like Tesla, what they have been doing. Yeah. And also, just to include this slide, yeah, so they have lots of cameras. They have lots of sensors. Okay, for you guys who don't know, they use many of the open patents from Tesla. And so it's basically, what I'm saying is that this car might be similar to Tesla when it comes to tech, and also, well, the cockpit of the G3, you guys have saw that before. But it seems to be cheaper than Tesla, and it might have other nicer features than Tesla. For example, when parking, you have this kind of layout that I've never seen before. In a Tesla, you only see one parking spot at a time. So this is pretty cool. I have to test if it works like this in Europe. It should work like this. And also you have 360 camera. They call it transparent chassis, which is basically 360 camera. That's also nice. That's something that I miss in my Tesla. And then I also want to talk about safety, because that's always something that people bring up every time we talk about Chinese car. But you already seen, well, in the car I'm sitting in right now, the MG ZS EV, they managed to score 5 stars in the Euro NCAP. And then as for this one, the Xpeng, well, they have the C NCAP, which is the Chinese NCAP. And back in the days, the Chinese NCAP was not very reliable, and you know, when you score high there, it was still shitty. But they have been way stricter now. So actually, they scored 5 stars in the C NCAP, and it should also score 5 stars in the Euro NCAP eventually when it comes here. That's what Xpeng told me. But you guys can probably Google this, because this is not something, I mean, you can Google and find out about the C NCAP. Like I told you guys, it's supposed to be as more or less as strict as Euro NCAP. So basically, you have a pretty damn good car for a good price with high tech. And supposedly, Xpeng told me that the interior of the Xpeng is it's nice. Yes. So that's something that you know, some people are a little bit fed up with Tesla, right? So anyway, what's gonna come up next? I'll be going back to Norway already on the 7th of May. Yes, I'll be going back now. Finally, for you guys who don't know, or you think that I'm stuck here, I'm not stuck here. I could fly home tomorrow if I wanted to, but I chose to stay here a little bit, and then I'll fly home. And then I asked them if I can borrow one. They're very positive to lend me one. They have some events going on with that red car. But I will put banana boxes in it and do some tests and whatever. But that one is a Chinese car. So it has a GBT charge port plus a Type 2. So I can only AC charge on it. So it's somewhat limited what I can do. I can at least do the range test, but not the charging test and something. But I'm really looking forward to it, to do the whole test with it. So yes. And by the way, if you guys have any questions to Xpeng, you can comment in the description, in the comment section below, and then I might make a follow video if I find some interesting questions about it, about the Xpeng and so on. So anyway, I think that's gonna be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.